when you go to church and you see a predominant number of women, what is it, man? What makes it so hard for us as men to come on in, even if we know? Is there a response to that? Is there a reason why the number of women is so dominating in church?
I think there are a lot of variables. I think that we have raised a generation of men that have never been led by men. They've been raised by women. They've been raised to do their own thing. They've been raised in a very unstructured manner. They're resistant to authority of any type and kind. Their excuses are that there's hypocrisy in the church, but I dispute that because there's hypocrisy in the club. You know, if that is the barometer whereby you make a decision, I tell them, you go to the strip club, she don't love you. You open up to a bartender, he don't care about you. No, you understand what I'm saying? You give money over there, she just wants your money. So if that is the barometer that made you stop going to church because you don't want to be around phony people, you have to stay by yourself. Because wherever there are people, there's going to be inconsistencies. I think that if we will talk about something that's relative, men will come.
Right.
If you'll take it out of this euphoric spiritual utopia and bring it down to functional, usable information that men see a quantifiable result in their life, they will come. But if you're just going to lay on the floor for a half an hour and talk in tongues, men get lost in real strong emotionalism. They don't know what the point is.
Right.
Now, if you're going to explain it and teach it and make it relevant, that's different. But just we take a lot of things for granted in church that people outside of the church don't understand. The church has a culture unto itself, and all of that has to be. The pastor himself has to present the gospel in such a way that it is provocative and challenging to men, that it is motivational to men, that we do not allow the idiosyncrasies of the man, his weaknesses and fallacies to become so predominant that we are trying to scale the fish we haven't caught. See, sometimes the man is challenged not only by the clergy, but he's challenged by the woman who brought him. Because generally it's the woman that brought him to church. And he's afraid that if he walks up the aisle or he comes to Christ, not only is he going to have the preacher giving him direction, but the woman's going to say, I thought you gave your life to Christ last night. If we would just back up and let God be God, let the Holy Spirit do the work in a person's life, it's amazing what God will do if we shut up. It's amazing. I'm telling you the God's heaven truth. We really do think that that God needs our help to change a life. But God was God before you got here. And here's the challenging thing about celebrities, about men, about high-profile people is this. They live in a fish tank where everybody can see them. And the truth of the matter is it takes a lot of courage to allow yourself to grow in the face of scrutiny. See, everybody grows. Men, women, saints, bishops, everybody grows. But generally you grow in privacy and your struggles are kept private and you develop and you grow out of it. Hopefully you get out of it before anybody shoots you down. But many times for a celebrity and for men in particular, because they are generally brought to church by women, they grow in the presence of scrutiny. And it takes a lot of courage to say I'm not there yet. You know, somebody sent me a Twitter, and it sent me a tweet on Twitter and said, I've always admired your courage to grow in public. And every now and then somebody says something to me because I am such a thinker. I am such a thinker. I pondered it all day. I didn't respond to it because I wondered what he meant. But then I began to really embrace this reality that all of us grow with scrutiny and people watching us. And when I have had the courage over the years to say, I don't know everything, I've been willing to change. I've been willing to evolve. I've been willing to explain myself to people that I didn't even have to respond to. Because in the process of doing that, people begin to understand that you are not who they think you are. They think you're this big, especially if you have a big church, they think you are this big super pastor, super celebrity. You're still a person.
Yeah.
You're still a person. I am a pastor, I'm a bishop, and people embrace you how they met you. And he's a great man of God. Well, thank you, but I'm also a father, and I'm a husband, and I'm a son, and I'm a dude. I'm a guy. I do silly stuff. I do crazy stuff. I laugh. We were on Twitter fighting about the game. Between the Mavs and the Heat. And somebody said, "Do you realize people are going to hell while you all are joking about this game?" And I responded, if we didn't joke, they would be going to hell. So you have to not allow people to rob you of your humanity. They make you be hypocritical. They won't let you be a person. They won't let you breathe sometimes.
Right.
And so that's important. And a lot of men feel intimidated because they don't know the rules and they don't know the regulations, and now all of a sudden they step aside from it, because often people that you are married to, dating in your house, use the Bible manipulatively to get at you. So it's not that they always hate church. They just don't want to be vulnerable to you coming back and saying, "Yeah, you was up here swearing in church last night. Look at you now." And so rather than to touch that whole arena, because even the church itself has to grow to the point that we will admit that we are all growing.